Yo, what is going on, you goofy Gengar? We're playing some Water Mewtwo box today. It's been a while since I've touched this deck, and kind of opened up the deck again. I took a look at the list, and I was like, this seems fine. Let's go ahead and play some games with it. Before we get into those games, and before I talk about the list a little bit more, check out the live stream. First link in the description, twitch.tv/AzulGG. Stream there every day, except Thursdays. I don't stream on Thursdays. All right. Take a look at it. So we use Mewtwo as our main attacker to copy Starmie's first attack, which does 40 damage, and then we get 2 waters out of our discard pile. So we want to go second, use that initially, and then Blastoise with the Rocket Splash is our main attacker, 60 damage for each water energy we want to shuffle from in play back into our deck. So we can pretty much knock out anything, 1 KO anything. And then they go back to the deck, which means we can get them back out with Capacious Bucket or draw it into them with a supporter, or Dedenne changing into them, whatever. Just try and go re-find those water energy and attack again. We got a Keldeo in here because it's good against stuff like Pikarom, some situationally. Also, the GX attack is really good against Eternatus to be able to just 1 KO on Eternatus, so that is nice as well. Nice option there with the Keldeo's GX attack. And Sonic Edge means we can kind of get through stuff like Decidueye, stuff like that. So also cool for that. And the Iron Rule GX, my favorite part about this deck is because we play Cobalion-GX, which is the Iron Rule GX attack says our opponent can't attack next turn. So if we just end up in a situation where we 1-hit KO something really big, and then we have no energy in play, next turn we can go attach 1 energy, Iron Rule, our opponent can't attack, and the next turn we attach, get a bunch of water energy in play with the Frosmoth, and then we attack on that turn. We do play a 3/3 Frosmoth in here. And that's kind of our routes, our attacks with this deck. We set up all the energy in play with Frosmoth on our water Pokemon. We have to manually attach to the Mewtwo, which can be a little bit annoying. That's why we do have that Starmie and the Cobalion in there to help us get to the energy to actually attack with the Mewtwo's, because we can't Frosmoth to the Mewtwo. We have to Frosmoth to our water Pokemon. Yeah, 4 Bucket, 2 Viridian Forest to help us find our water energy. Just 10 basic waters, but they don't get discarded from the attack. They go back into the deck, so we can constantly recycle them. 4 Quick, 4 Cherish, 3 Evolution Incense. We got a lot of important evolution Pokemon, the Frosmoth, the Starmie, the Blastoise. So we play 3 Evolution Incense over something like Comms or something. We could do Comms maybe, but the Evolution Incense are really clean in this deck, actually. 4 Research, 2 Marnie, 3 Boss, other supporters, 2 Air Balloon, 2 Switch for some mobility to move stuff around. Sometimes get out of that Raichu paralysis, stuff like that. And then, yeah, 3 Dedenne, 1 Crobat as our support Pokemon. And that's it. That's the list. Play some games. Okay, we're into our first game. We did win the coin flip. I did choose to go second. Our first hand is great, actually. We get the Starmie in the discard pile. We find ourselves the Snom. We have an energy for turn. Hopefully find other ways to discard energy, like top deck, Viridian Forest, or another Quick Ball or something like that would be great. Looks like we're up against Eternatus, which is kind of always a rough matchup for Mewtwo decks in general, to be honest. So I'm not feeling great about this one off the rip, but it's not the worst thing ever. We can definitely deal with it. Definitely winnable. Cobalion's really good in this matchup. Keldeo's really good in this matchup. So we got some good attackers in this matchup for sure. We really need to find a lot here, actually, to be honest. I'm thinking about using Dedenne change. I might not, but I might. We'll see. I could just Dedenne change away this hand. It gets the water in the discard pile. The Marnie doesn't guarantee us a Dedenne. It gets the water in the discard pile is like the main thing. Yeah, I think I'm going to Dedenne change here, and especially with that second water top deck. That's kind of great, actually, overall. We do really need to find a Snom, but we still have time to find a Snom. Also need a Mewtwo. Ooh, no Snom yet. And unfortunately, we drew into... Go ahead and grab this, I think. Maybe we should grab that Keldeo, actually. We can get it's easier to find the Keldeo later, actually. There's still 3 times, and we only have 1 Frosmoth left. That's what I want to say. We're going to grab the Blastoise here. Not going to discard any more water, and then research. Need to find a Snom. We do need to find a Snom here. Oh my gosh, I thought we were gonna whiff. All right, I'm gonna keep the rest of the hand and go ahead and, yeah, Star Stream 40. Load up the Mewtwo on the bench, and all right, got pretty much the ideal turn 1. Like I said, losing the second Frosmoth wasn't great, but I think we'll survive. I think we will survive. Yeah, so Keldeo-GX is going to be our go-to here. It's a little bit easier to find Keldeo than the Blastoise, so it's kind of fine with that. We can also just bench the Keldeo. We don't have to discard it, so we can just go ahead and bench Keldeo as well. So it's like not that big of a deal the way it's going so far. Yeah, we can go if they do hit KO us. If they do 1-hit KO us, I guess they do have to fill their bench, because now they don't have to fill their bench because they did poison us. But there's just a power accelerator, so that's kind of good for us. We can definitely KO this thing with just. And I do want to use the fresh Mewtwo here, actually. And they conceded. All right, we'll take that first dub, I guess. Okay, we get into another one. We won the coin flip. We will go second, though. Yeah, hopefully our opponent doesn't concede like they did in the last one. Opening hand. All right. Snom start. We really want to get that Mewtwo in the active and use Starmie's attack. So yeah, we like to open Mewtwo. That's why we do play 4 Mewtwo in the deck, is because we do like to, you know, get the Mewtwo to the active. And ooh, okay, we're up against, ooh, man, this has to be a terrible matchup because we're weak to Psychic and they play Poltegeist, which is Psychic type. I'm trying to like come up with a way that we can ever have a chance in this one. We can attack with Keldeo. So that maybe, well, I want to get this initial knockout and be aggressive. So we will still try and get a Mewtwo Starmie KO on this Bunnelby. And maybe they won't be able to put together the Poltegeist on turn 2 or with enough Mad Partiers to KO us. That's possible. So we're still going to try and get the Mewtwo knockout on the active with the Starmie. Try and get that going. Keldeo is an option. I think that might be it, though, for options, though. Like, Keldeo, oh, man, that was a really good dead edge. I think I would have 4 Mad Partiers there. Ugh. Yeah, we're trying to, like, hit and hope they don't have it. I think that's going to have to be our game. They bench Fion. And they already go ahead and attach to the Bunnelby, so that's good. They probably don't think we're playing Mewtwo. I mean, who would? Trying to think of other ways to attack. But that's all I see. I mean, we could attack with Frosmoth, but that's not very good. Yeah, we basically have to go Mewtwo, Keldeo, Mewtwo, and then hope that kind of works out. I'm only gonna grab 1 energy here because that'll be 2 in the discard pile, and then I can get 1 off this for my attachment for turn. Go ahead and research. We need a switch card. We need Mewtwo. We got a lot of good stuff here, actually. Go ahead and thin out the deck of a couple things. Get rid of, like, I don't know, the Blastoise. Evolution Incense can grab us that Starmie. It doesn't really matter which one grabbed which. Cherish Ball can grab us. We could go ahead. I'm going to throw a second Snom in play, though, I think, here. I don't want to put a second Mewtwo in play because I don't want to just go KO, Boss KO, or Great Catcher KO. So we want to make the game go a little bit longer if possible. I guess I'll put the Cobalion in the discard pile. I guess I could use the Cobalion as well. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Cobalion. Quick Ball, grab another Snom. I'll also thin out an energy here with the Viridian Forest. An energy. That's going to go to the Mewtwo, and we're going to try and attack with the Starmie's Starstream here. And we can even put them on the Keldeo, because that way we don't even need a Frosmoth next turn. Oh, we whiffed the switch card. Oh, no. This is getting really bad. We did get a boss. That means we can KO the Sinesti next turn. Let's go ahead and pass. Yeah, we could KO Sinesti. If this is the only Sinesti they have in play, we could KO that next turn. That way they can't one-hit KO the Mewtwo as easily. Still maybe pull it off. That'd be really hard. They could get the Bunnelby to get the one-hit KO, but if they do that, they kind of run out of attackers. So we can still chase that Poltegeist there. We can actually knock it out with the Rocket Splash. We could use the GX attack. We'll probably Rocket Splash, just shuffle 1 back into the deck. Get the KO on the Poltegeist there. But, I mean, yeah. It's a bad matchup. Bad matchup. There's a Roxy. I was kind of scared. They could still... Ooh, that's a Sinesti to the discard pile. So that makes this attack. I was, like, kind of scared they're going to boss this turn because they so aggressively, like, Poltegeist energy. I was like, oh, no. Boss KO my Mewtwo. But I don't think they have quite enough here, actually. Doing 120. They need 1 more in the discard pile. They're very close. And we did give them access to Viridian Forest. But I didn't want to whiff energy attachment for my turn, which we now didn't. But yeah, I guess we're just going to go with the boss KO on the Poltegeist. They don't have a Sinesti here, so they can't one-hit KO my Mewtwo next turn. Still doesn't mean we're in that great of a spot, to be honest. But it means my Mewtwo is not going to get one-hit KO'd, which is pretty nice, to be honest. Not going to lie, it's pretty nice. Attach. Boss. I don't think I'm going to do anything else here, actually. I think I'm just going to chill. Rocket Splash. 1 goes back. Don't really need to do anything else. Can kind of just chill for a turn. Get rid of this Poltegeist, and they did discard that Sinesti, like I said. So that was really cool. Really good for us to see that Sinesti get discarded instead of being put to the bench. And who knows how many Sinesti they play? Some people only play like 2 to 3 Sinesti sometimes. So, I mean, if they only play 2, they're gone. So we don't have to worry about that weakness anymore. Potentially, probably still do, but maybe we don't. You know, Familiar Bell. Ooh, the bells. What are they gonna get? Okay. So they do play more Sinesti. But the thing about this situation now is that, well, if they're going to hit into our Mewtwo with the Bunnelby, we're still 2-hit KOing it, which is fine. So they're not really taking advantage of the fact that we're weak to Psychic if they KO us next turn. So it's kind of fun. Oh, we did get the boss. That'll be my last boss, unfortunately. So that would stink. So maybe I don't boss here. Go with like attach Starmie, knock out the active. Yeah, that boss top deck was not great. Yeah, I think we're gonna use Starmie to knock out the active here. Starstream, take out the Bunnelby. Maybe they can just whiff. Maybe they'll just whiff the KO this turn. Like, they don't have the energy in play. They don't have the Poltergeist. They don't have a pivot to work with either. So even if they just find, you know, Bunnelby plus Twin, they don't have a pivot to work with. So they can't just get into the Bunnelby. So this could work out fine for us still. We could still be in this. Maybe. They could just whiff the attack this turn. It is possible. So we gotta hope for that. And I really want to keep this boss around because I really want to chase this Dedenne at some point. And knock that thing out for 2 prize cards. I think it's going to be like, if we sit here and just draw 1 prize card every single turn, even if they have like an off turn, like we're hoping this turn, we're not going to win the game that way, I don't think. So we need a little bit more than that for sure to go in our favor. So we need this boss. I feel like we need to keep this boss around. Here comes the Roxy. They don't have the Poltergeist yet. They're doing plenty of damage, way more than enough damage now. Yeah, plenty in here. All right, there's the Poltergeist. They still need the energy, and even if they get the energy, we can knock out the Poltergeist and then hope that they don't have another energy for the Bunnelby, I guess. Yeah, so we're just really hoping they don't have the energy here. And they might not. They might not. We should actually check how much damage. We're doing +1 here, so 120, 80, 200, 220 with the T-break. All right, so 220 with the T-break. It's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of it. Quite a bit of damage. There's a Great Ball. And put down the energy. Another Sinestí, so that's unfortunate. Once you KO this, if they have no Poltergeist or Sinestí in play, we can just go Mewtwo into Mewtwo, which is a little bit harder to KO than the Keldeo. Okay, they got the energy. Our only attacker setup is the Keldeo, so I think we're going to have to swing with Keldeo here. Get this knockout. Once again, in that kind of position where we're just kind of have to hope our opponent just doesn't have it. But yeah, they have a huge hand, not that much of a deck left, and they're very set up on their board in general, so... swing, I think I could Viridian Force away one of these, grab a water, just kind of thin it out. Sonic Edge, knockout, and I hope our opponent doesn't have a twin or a Poltergeist plus a triple. Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a rough time. We're gonna have a rough go of it, especially because we whiffed that like turn 1 attack, and I think that we wanted like a really aggressive start to give ourselves the kind of a shot in this one, to be honest. And yeah, there's the twin energy, so I'm pretty sure they're doing enough damage here. Yeah, more than enough damage, so we're gonna go ahead and give it to them and take an L here up against the Mad Party. Kind of expected results. Hopefully we don't play against a Mad Party in the next one. Okay, here we go again. An insanely good hand starting out in this one. We got the discarding of the Starmie and the Blastoise. Viridian Forest, they're actually giving us access to Viridian Forest as well. I think they're probably... Actually, I don't know. I was going to say ADP, and I was like, I don't know. They have the Oricorio, but Viridian Forest is usually only found in ADP, except for us, I guess, in this situation. We are also playing the Viridian Forest, so yeah, it is ADP from our opponent, which is a pretty good matchup, actually. This is a pretty good matchup for us, because we can just one-hit KO the ADP, and that's usually where the ADP deck kind of starts to fall apart, is when the ADP does get one-hit KO'd. I think I'm just going to Dedenne change here. I could... No. I could Viridian Force away this grab, but I want to make sure I attack for turn. I want to make sure I have an energy to attack for turn, so I think we're just going to open up with Dedenne change here. I was thinking about going, yeah, Viridian Force away energy, get an energy, discard 2. I just want to make sure I have an energy to, ooh, this is not the kind of hand we're looking for at all. Yeah, so Viridian Force, away an energy, grab an energy. Yeah, this is not great. It's all right. But not ideal. We could boss here. I think it's probably best not to. Just 40, and then load up our active, get that ready to go. We have a couple options for attacks. We can go Rocket Splash. Also, if they do GX attack this turn, we can go in with Cobalion for a turn and just be like, all right, can't attack next turn, and now we're going to knock out your ADP. And then stop them from getting off that ultimate ray, which is like the most annoying, like the thing we just don't want our opponent to do. We don't want them to ultimate ray. We're okay with them using their GX attack. We're okay with them attacking with Brave Blade. We just don't want them to ultimate ray. That gets too much energy in play for us to have to deal with. So the one thing we're trying to avoid. So we can always just be like, all right, chill, Cobalion, and then kind of go from there. But yeah, pretty solid start actually so far. Besides the lack of Snom, so we're not getting a knockout this turn, but if our opponent doesn't actually do anything else anyways themselves, we're kind of in a fine spot anyways. And we have like time to like set up the Snom this turn. It's not like they had a ridiculously good start anyways. They didn't even attach to ADP turn 1. They got an energy on the Oricorio. They still can GX attack this turn. Bench, ADP, water, E-switch. Will do it. They will be able to attack the turn if they can get the cards. They need the cards. If they can get the cards, they got it. There's the ADP. They've already attached. No. They haven't attached return yet either. Viridian Forest. Gonna get them that water. This was a metal saucer, I believe. So if they have the E-switch, they do have it. It's just the Intrepid Sword. Thank goodness. We didn't want them to attack that turn. If they had it, they had it. But obviously, we don't want them to be able to do it that turn. Top deck, Frosmoth is not optimal, especially with only one Frosmoth left. Not ideal at all. Not trying to run out of waters. Okay, this is a hand. Give up a Dedenne, grab a Snom. And almost like discarding the Dedenne is kind of like a fake out to my opponent, making them think maybe I thinned out my hand, so now Mawile might not be worth it. I do want to knock out their active here. The question is just, what do I want to knock it out with it? What attack do I want to use to knock it out? I could GX attack, but I kind of want to say that for later. I could Rocket Splash. I could do 100. That's not worth it. Rocket Splash, put 3 back in the deck. Doesn't feel great either because I want to be able to KO the ADP. So I think I just GX attack with Keldeo here. Or this would work as well, right? Yeah, so we could just... yeah, this would work fine too. Just knock this out. I want to get this KO. This works. Because our Mewtwo just can't get KO'd next turn. And then we should just be able to KO the ADP on the next turn. Yeah, attach an energy. I mean, if they do get a big charm, we do need 6 energy. Otherwise, we just need 5. And yeah, we're kind of in a good spot. I like the spot we're in here. We're in a really good spot here. I do kind of have to be careful of like Vitality Band or Zigzagoon KOing my Mewtwo on my opponent's turn after they GX attack. Because they'll go GX attack, and if they have Vitality Band or Leon or Zigzagoon, Zacian will do enough damage. There will be enough damage to like KO my Mewtwo. So we have to like attach to a different Mewtwo here, I think, for sure. So we're gonna go with like this, grab the Frosmoth, our only Frosmoth to play with here. This, grab a Mewtwo. Mewtwo, Frosmoth. Put that on there. Put this. Oh, nope. I want to attach this here. I kind of want a Crobat to be able to get more energy in play, but I also want to save the Crobat. I think I want to boss KO the Zacian here, actually. So it's hard for them to KO my Mewtwo. Yeah. And also I need less energy this turn. I'm trying to put more energy in play if I can. So I can leave more energy in play. Also going to set up a pivot with like, probably on the Crobat. Viridian Forest away this. Grab another water. Bucket out to water as well. Then I'm going to Frosmoth them all into play. And then we have to get rid of 4 here. So when I go with the Rocket Splash here, I can just get rid of them all off the Frosmoth. They are down 3 Metal Saucers, so they just can't set up another ADP or Zacian this turn. So they just can't KO this Mewtwo with the 4 energy. Or I guess they could get Saucer attached, E-Switch, Pivot, Zacian. They would need a lot, though. They would need a ridiculous amount. And we could still win the game on the next turn with this Mewtwo. We have plenty of energy left to be able to pull that off. There's some Mewtwo's. We prized a couple of Mewtwo's, it looks like. So we could still pull off the knockout on that Zacian. So I think I like this line best. And if we just get to keep this hand, we just have boss for like the Dedenne, and that's like a super easy knockout. But currently we have 4 and play 5. So Viridian Force for 6 would actually just get us the KO on the ADP even. There's a boss on my bat. So they're really... No, they're just done. We have 6 energy right now. Actually, we do it with 5, right? 5 also does it. Yeah. Yeah, 5 will do 300 damage. So we have game currently on board. We don't need the boss. We don't need an energy. We can just KO the ADP. So that's what we're going to do and close out this game here against ADP. Like I said, it's a good matchup overall, especially with the Cobalion in there. If we go second, we can even use Cobalion over Starmie if we don't have a good Starmie turn to use. And then it puts our opponent in a really bad spot. But yeah. If you can ever make it so ADP can't ultimate right after the GX attack, you're usually favored as long as you can knock out the Zacians that come up next. That's kind of also another thing. You have to be able to knock out the Zacians that come up next. And that's it. Get it over the ADP in this one, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.